Hi there. This is Mike of Nearly Enough Dice, and this is the Kerbal Space Program. And a very generous friend of mine has gifted me the full game, which is very nice of him. I did a, uh, a let's play of the demo, so I've done. Right, so I've done. So there's the demo episode, which is the construction basics. So I've done the construction basics already. So instead, I'm now going to go into the flight basics, which I was complaining about. I was complaining about that the construction basics tutorial didn't immediately lead me into the flight basics. But it turns out that's just that's a separate demo. So there you go, separate tutorial. I decided for no very good reason to do what I've seen all of the cool kids on Twitch do, and have their smiling face upon the screen. So I've got my little USB monitor there, webcam. I may try other things and see what I can do, but and obviously the sight of my face may terrify you, and I quite understand that. So that may not be, I'm gesturing. You can't see me gesturing. And also don't, because it's got a very narrow field of view. So if I lie back and sit back, you can't sit far away. So I've got to sit up and be like, I actually I've just got to adjust. There we go. So you can see the doorway behind me. There we go. Welcome to this is Gene Cameron. Welcome to the Kerbal Space Center launch. I should not do accents. Welcome to the Kerbal Space Center launch facility. I'm Gene Cameron. Yes, I like that. Yes, I like him. I'm Jim Cameron. I'll teach you the basics of piloting a spacecraft. I trust you already checked the basic construction tutorial. I did, in fact, incidentally, I should say, I did eventually get my ridiculous device to fly and get into orbit and land safely. I should probably do a launch of that to demonstrate. It involved taking all the wings off and suddenly became much more stable, but there you go. Anyway, I trust you've already checked the basic construction tutorial. If not, I recommend you do so before going to the next one. If you're ready to go, press next. Pressing next. I'm ready to go. Flying a spacecraft is all about being in control of a generally very chaotic situation. As a pilot, your main flight controls will affect the pitch, roll, and yaw of the ship. Let's look at those first. All other controls will be locked until they're needed or this tutorial is closed. Pitch is the angle of the nose of the ship in relation to the horizon. Positive pitch angle means the nose is pointing upward. Negative pitch angle means the nose is pointing downwards towards the ground. You control the pitch through these keys, W and S. W and S. Try it now and notice the pitch indicator on the lower left side as it moves. Lower left. Oh, there we go. Lower left side. Ooh, lower left side. My screen resolution is enormous. Full HD. So it's like very tiny indicator. Yaw is the rotation of the ship around its vertical axis. It is a side-to-side motion of the ship's nose. Positive yaw angle means the ship's nose is turned to the right, while negative angle means it's turned to the left. So that's A and D. So that's. I think that's yaw. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can't actually do. I'm trying to work out if these guys down here are actually doing anything due to what I'm the keys I'm pressing, or if they're just mucking around. Anyway, so okay, you're fine. Roll is the rotation of the ship around its longitudinal or front-to-back axis. It is the motion of leaning or banking to the left or right. The roll of your ship is controlled through these keys, Q and E. So there you go. That's my roll. That's my roll. All right. Next, by controlling pitch, yaw, and roll together, you can keep the ship in a controlled level flight. No, I can't. I cannot do that. I've demonstrated I can't. But never mind. Next, let's look at another basic flight control. Throttle. The throttle control, The throttle control affects the output power of the ship's engines. More throttle means more thrust, therefore more speed and lifting power. Note that throttle will only affect engines that can be throttled, like liquid engines. Solid boosters don't have any throttle control and will burn at top capacity until their fuel runs out. Whoosh. Holding the ship at full throttle over a long period of time can cause the engine to overheat and will eventually explode if that heat isn't managed. Ooh, excellent. Throttle is controlled by the following keys: left shift, control R. So left shift and left control. I happen to know that X just drops the throttle immediately. X. Sweet. Next. Throttle plus pitch, roll, and yaw are the main controls you'll need to master for a successful crash-free flight. Remember that all these controls have a limited amount of effectiveness, so bigger, heavier ships will probably respond much more sluggishly to controls than a little small one. It's also good to keep in mind that as stages are separated from the ship, it will become lighter and therefore easier to control. Right, let's look at the list of the flight controls. SAS stands for Stability Augmentation System. Though Kerbal astronauts refer to it as a sickness avoidance scheme. Excellent. Whatever it stands for, what it does is try to stop the ship from spinning around using the computer-controlled auto-torque drive compensator technology to counteract the rotation of the ship. Keep in mind that to use the SAS property, your ship needs to be fitted with an SAS or ASS module, otherwise the SAS won't have any effect. Can be toggled momentarily by holding down the F key or toggled pressing the T key. Give it a try now. Although it probably won't do anything until we're actually flying. That's fair enough. I can understand that. Got to keep my thumb off the space key, because the space key triggers stages, and I've had the issue where I was kind of in my previous thing with the demo, when I was kind of, alright, now I want to do something in the engine. I hit the space key because that is what I assume, that's what I'm used to, and suddenly bits fly off my aircraft, because that's what I've told, that's the next stage, is bits flying off my aircraft. So I have to kind of not to do that. RCS stands for Reaction Control System. Consists of small thrusters that help control the ship's orientation and translation. The RCS can be activated by pressing the R key. Give it a try, and notice the RCS LED turns on when it's activated. That was that down there. Mind that the RCS, to do anything, your ship must have RCS thrusters and monopropellant tanks installed. Ah, excellent. RCS is particularly useful when you're out in space, as aerodynamic control surfaces tend not to work very well outside the atmosphere. Good to know. In flight, all the planning put into your staging sequences of your ship comes into practice. From launch to final deployment of the descent parachute, you can control the activation of several of the ship's parts by activating stages. Space will launch or activate the next stage. Notice that the stage indicator on the lower left corner. It shows the currently active stage. Since we haven't launched yet, it's showing the first stage to be activated. I have your staging controls locked for now, because you would launch all of a sudden, and that might not be what you wanted. So the LED next to the indicator is glowing purple. Ooh, purple. Almost done here, so you'll be launching in no time. Excellent stuff. An important part of flying is knowing how your ship is oriented and where it is going. A good pilot is always aware of the ship's attitude, as it's called, and its velocity vector. That might explain why I'm not a good pilot. The big round instrument, the lower centre of the screen, is called the nav ball. This device sums up most of the critical information needed for proper death-free flight. Death-free, how dull. Here you see the ship's nose in relation to the horizon. So the blue is the sky, and so I'm pointing straight up, so hence it's right in the middle. As well as the heading, compass bearing, and speed. Heading. So heading's that bit, and speed's that bit. You also get general icons that indicate things like current velocity, but I'll have a look at those later. Upper part of the screen, you have your altimeter, which is that thing. Ooh, didn't know that. Altimeter, vertical speed, which I think is that one, and atmosphere gauges. Altimeter show the distance to the planet's surface at sea level. It means the actual surface may be higher up, so watch out for ground when landing. Vertical speed gauge shows how fast your altitude is changing when launching. It is considered best to keep this gauge pointing up. Atmosphere gauge, how deep the atmosphere how deep the ship is in the planet's atmosphere. This helps you know the ship is high enough for orbiting without losing speed to air resistance, or judge where the effective wings and control surface will be. And also your parachute. You can deploy your parachute very high up, but it just acts as a drogue, and when you're low enough, you kind of actually open. You can float down and not die. These guys in the lower right corner are the crew of the ship. Doing accents is very hard on my voice, and I probably should stop. Never mind. I've started now. It's too late. It's generally a good idea to try and keep them alive throughout the flight. They're not exactly expert astronauts, and even much good at it. Actually, they're none too bright for that matter, so don't rely on them to be able to fly the ship without your help. I'm not entirely sure they'd do anything without my help. That's enough talk. I'll unlock the flight controls, you fool, and you'll be clear to launch. Actually, all controls except one. Let's make it interesting. You will not be able to use the SAS control. Try to keep the ship steady yourself. Oh god, I'm doomed. At any time, you may press ESC to pause the game. In the pause menu, you may restart the flight or end this tutorial and return to the main menu. For now, set your throttle to max and hit the space when ready to launch. Good luck. Right. Throttle up. Throttle up. Right, let's do it. Hurrah! We haven't died. Andy, there you go. Ship you're currently piloting. Handley has enough fuel to make it very, very fast, so just try to keep steady until you run out of fuel. While you're at it, you might right-click different parts of the ship to see the actions you can trigger with each. Okay. I think I've run out of fuel. So, I happen to know you hit space and do things. Still going up because of the minimum. Eventually start going down, crash on the ground. Don't panic, take a deep breath, and then panic. Just kidding. Luckily, the ship is equipped with a parachute. Never leave home without a parachute. Now would be a good time to activate it. Press space to separate this command pod. You notice the command pod, it separated and then kind of went back together because we just kind of went. So I've separated that. So now if I hit space, nothing happens. There we go. I've deployed my chute. So now that should suddenly go. Poof. Okay, so I'm not. My atmosphere is quite thin still, so my parachute hasn't done very much. But that is now still falling faster than I am. Press space, separate the command pod from the rocket, and space again to activate the parachute. Help you delicately land and remain alive and all that. Also, take a look at the staging UI and see what happens when you activate stages. Well, stuff happens. That's what happens. Right, so I can right-click things. State operation or actual wheels. Idle, control from here. Rename vessel. Toggle talk crew report. Sure look inviting, and you watch the rolls. You watch the waves roll onto the coast. That's useful. Okay. How do I get rid of this? Do I just click that and make it go away? No, wait. Control from rename vessel. Oh, that was the. I assume that was the rocket that I left. That was it exploding. So what was that second explosion? Well, that's weird. I don't know how to get rid of this. I want to get rid of this window. Oh well, never mind. Oh, I see. No consoles. Okay, right. There you go. Can I move this? I can. Sweet. So there I am parachuting to the ground. Very exciting. Can I warp? Cannot warp time in this scenario. Here we go. Getting there. What are you? Can't tell. Oh, okay. That's Kerbal debris. That's some debris. That's presumably from the rocket that fell and destroyed and just made big exploding noises. Flag. Have you got a flag? I've got a flag. Drifting to the ground very slowly. La la la. It's a lovely day to be falling. I'm going to land right on. I think that's going to. Those look like fuel. No, am I going to miss it? I'm going to land. Those look like fuel things. I don't want to land on them. I think that might be unfortunate. I'm going to miss them just, I think. Oh, no, I'm going to hit them. No. Thud. Ow. Well done. When you've landed or splashed in Kerbin, you can point the mouse just above the altimeter to ask to be picked up. I also unlocked the crew hatch. Oh, they're not dead. Wow. So you can tell them, if you feel like it, if you're going out for a walk or swim, click the EVA button. That will pop up when you mouse over the portrait of the Kerbal you want to take out. You should do it just for fun or to collect reserved samples. It includes today's lesson. Bye. So we're not dead. So wow. Space, let's go. Oh, there we are. So I don't know how do I get back? How do I stop being in charge of him? Crew hatch. Plant flag. Take surf sample. Can I zoom in? No, I can't. So it's planet flag. I claim this planet for Kerbal. This planet is Kerbal. We survived. We survived. There we go. We survived. Take a surface sample. The surface is charred and coated with burnt rocket propellant. There are also trace amounts of a conspicuous green substance. Keep the data and do an EVA report. I don't think spacesuit is entirely necessary to get here, was it? And we'll keep that. Can I? No, I don't know how to get. I don't know how to not be. Well, let's recover the vessel. So there we go. Successful launch. And we successfully collected a sample from the planet that happens to, in fact, be our planet. Alright, so I think that just sets me back here. Oh no, here we go. Stuff's going on here which I don't understand. I mean, these are my folks. I get it. So I've got some. He's not missing. He was just out on the surface. Oh, maybe we should have gone back in. I'll close that. Right, because that was a tutorial. That wasn't real in my opinion. This is tutorials. So I'm going to go back to the main menu and go to training and then science physics. Werner von Kerman, balls. He's got a very silly accent. I'm not quite sure I want to do. Well, actually, what I'm going to do, I think I'll just say I've done that tutorial, and I'm going to do the next tutorial in a separate video. Which will give me an excuse to make some stupid ships and fly them around for fun. Okay, so let's get some interesting missing. So I'll talk you through the Kerbal scientific method. You will learn how experimentation works. Why it's so cool. Orbiting the training scenario covers the basics of flying a spacecraft in orbit. Essential maneuvers like raising and lowering apoapsis. Ooh. Raising and lowering apoapsis and periapsis nodes. So I've no idea what those are. And also important concepts such as what the terms apoapsis and periapsis mean. You'll start off in a low circular orbit around Kerbin with Orbiter 1 training craft ready to go. To the moon. This tutorial will introduce you to the flight outside of Kerbin's sphere of influence at the most basic level, flying to the moon. This should actually be called From the Moon. Here we will review how to bring our brave Kerbal's crew back home once they manage to safely land on the moon. It's the beginning of a guided mission that will walk you through the process of catching an asteroid. In this part, we'll rendezvous with an orbiting asteroid. And in this part, we'll look how to actually catch an asteroid and decide what to do with it. Sweet. So there you go. That's a fairly short and sweet. I've done that's the basic flight training mission, and I think I'll do the orbiting. No, the science as a separate thing. So yeah, cancel that. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to do more of these, so hit like and subscribe. I'm going to see if I can put them into a series thing. It depends on exactly how YouTube works. And yeah, we have a website, www.nearlyenoughdiced.com, which is a role-playing game themed podcast and blog, which should be soon resuming. Over the holidays and various things, we've been not doing that much. But if you go into role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons and stuff like Pathfinder, new D&D 5th edition, things like that, then come along to nearlyenoughdiced.com. And until next time, reach for the stars! Reach for the stars. Bye-bye.